Well, Stephen Clark got the ball back for the offense a couple times last week at Louisville. A couple fumble recoveries for you. What are those plays like when you're in those wild scrums under the pile?
Our coaches really talk about flying to the ball. So, whenever the ball is gone, we look at them and we see where the ball is. And as soon as I see it on the ground, I try to go there and get it. So, really, I'm just thinking, get the ball back, for our offense, get us off the field. And so as soon as I see the ball on the ground, I try to run over there, just make a play, and try to, get it back for our offense.
What do those type of plays do for just the atmosphere on the sideline, the emotion? We know Cordell had that interception, which set you up for a touchdown. What does that do to get the team going?
I think it really lifts their spirit because the defense is like, all right, good, and our offense can get back on the field. They can make plays like they do. For our offense, they're like, all right, we get another shot. Let's do it. So I think it really pumps up the sideline and makes it to where all right, we're not out of this yet. We can still fight. So I think it really helps getting turnovers from anybody.
We've been talking, Stephen, all year long about how young this defense is. Some of the old guys are sophomores, like Zaire, who's your captain. What's it like being a true freshman out there playing this year and sort of learning as you go, as you've been getting more time as the season's gone along?
It was a little difficult at the beginning because coming from a high school to college, the game's faster, obviously. So I think adapting, using my hands more from high school to college was a big deal for me, and it's been a fun experience. I love getting to play, and I'm used to playing a lot in high school, but college I feel like I play the perfect amount. I feel like coaches help me make sure that I get enough experience that will help develop me into the player that he wants me to become. So I think coming in here as a true freshman, I got to make sure that I haven't proved anything yet. So I got to make sure I work my tail off and do everything I can to make sure I can do what I need to do to get wins on this team.
I think it's offset the closer you play to the ball, the longer it takes to get on the field. Guys at your spot, D tackle often redshirt, and you were able to come in and get out there right away. Why do you think it was for you that it was able to click in right away for you?
I know we were kind of short on the D-line for D tackles, and I worked my tail off in the off season. Coaches, they gave us the stuff to where we could work on our stuff. So I worked out a whole bunch. I worked out, I ran, made sure I was physically and mentally able to do what they were asking me to do. And then I think the summer camp, I think that really helped me a lot. I got to show them that hey, I can play with these guys. I can be as physical as they are. And even though I'm a freshman, I do make mistakes. That I'm still going to fight. So I think my competitiveness and how I wasn't going to back down from anybody really helped me gain this position.
Now, we got to know, how does a guy from Alabama end up here in Syracuse?
At first, I was like, I don't really want to go away, far away from home. So I was like, I originally committed to, South Alabama. It wasn't that far. But then as I started seeing, I was like, well, I need to branch out a little bit more. And Syracuse offered. I came up here, I fell in love with the campus. I mean, the campus was amazing. The coaches were amazing. Everybody that I met on my official was just fantastic. So I think the people around this program and how involved they are in this program and in the community really what set it apart from any other community that I've been to. So I think that helped me choose Syracuse over all the other schools that offered.
And here you are, Stephen, a true freshman getting set to play the number one team in the country in Clemson, at least by the guys that are going to pick who plays in the playoffs. So what is that like mentally, getting ready to play number one? You've played top 10 teams, but number one's got to be a little bit different here.
Oh, man, I've always dreamed of this. As a little boy, I was always watching Alabama fan because I was in Alabama. And they were always, number one when I was growing up. And I was like, man, what would it be like to just play them and have, an upset? And I was like, this is going to be crazy. And then I found out, that they were ranked number one. I was like, I got to make sure that I'm focused. I got my techniques down. And I'm just going to go out there and have fun and do what the coaches told me to do. And, hopefully everything will be all right.
You snuck in the answer to my War Eagle or Roll Tide question, so we know what side of that you're on. Last thing here is, Stephen, Deshaun Watson, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, very versatile. What have you seen, and how tough of a player is he going to be to stop this weekend?
He's pretty tough. He's slippery. He's a dual-threat quarterback. He can throw it and he can run. So what's going to be hard is stop and make sure our pass rush is good because we got to help the DBs. They can't cover for 40 seconds. So we got to make sure that we can help our DBs by getting a pass rush and then also making sure that they don't have to worry about him running the ball. So we got to make sure we maintain our lane integrity and just push the pocket and make sure it collapses around him. So I think if we can do that and kind of contain his arm, we'll be all right.
All right, Stephen, good luck this weekend and enjoy it against number 1.
I appreciate it, man.